Right, hello guys and girls. Welcome to this video on where I'm going to show you how to configure a force10 switch so that the port runs on a particular VLAN. And the way that we do that, first of all, I'm going to do it via SSH, but you could do this via the serial cable, your RS-232 cable, or otherwise, those are the two which I'd recommend. I would say SSH is the better option, and I can show you how I did that. So I'm just going to connect to my switch now, and I'll show you as I go. Like I say, I'm a Cisco guy, so if this looks familiar to you, it's exactly what you think it is. I'm not going to reveal more than that. Right, okay, let's do a show run. Right, as you can see, we've got like multiple interfaces here, right? Now, my laptop downstairs, which has all of the VMware stuff, I believe is plugged into port 39, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 39. It's 39. So there's a couple of things that we need to do even if we don't know the port, right? In my case, I don't really know the port. I'm just going to pick 39 because why not? So the first thing I'm going to check is whether or not it's already been assigned to a VLAN. So 39 in force10 language is assigned to VLAN 10. So it's already on the management VLAN. It is a tagged port. Okay. So if I want to untag it or even assign it to a VLAN, the way that you do it in force10 is pretty simple. You go to configure, you go to the configure mode, right? Go to configure. So configure terminal, Ctrl T if you're on Cisco. Very similar commands, and then rather than doing the, swime, like you do your interface gigabit 0/39, then do the VLAN configuration that way. So in other words, you do your switch mode access, switch port access VLAN 10 in this case, right? Which would put it into an access mode, so that's untagged is access, right? A tagged is a trunk. Same thing. Tag and trunk are the same thing. So if I'm saying it's a tagged interface, I'm just assigning it to the VLAN interface, saying that that's tagged in force10 language, right? So because you can't assign the VLAN directly onto the interface, in other words, you can't attach it to the physical interface directly, it's got to be done through the interface VLAN. So you've got to do an interface VLAN. In this case, it'll be 10. And let's say I want to do a trunk port to an access. Then the way that I would do that is I would say, I would say no tagged VLAN. Oh, sorry, no tagged gigabit Ethernet 0/39. That's what you would type. That's what you would type, and then you would type untagged gigabit 39, and I would do a copy run start. If you're following from Cisco or you're doing a CCNA, you don't type this command, which is do copy run start. What you would do is you would do something like you'd go back out and then you do a copy run start, because that's what you would do in your exams. But for this, it's my own lab. Who cares? It's fine. I can always go back and fix it. Right, so now that that is done, and again, I'm assuming that that's what it's on. In fact, there might be a way that I can tell, which is through the show IP interfaces brief. I don't know if this switch has this command, but let's check. Right. Apologies for my cough there. Got a bit of a cold, so it's not great. So what have we got on here now? So we have 39. It's up. I can see that it's up. There's something connected. I've got 43, 24, which I think may be where it is plugged in. So I won't know until I actually go down and check, but that's where it is. So just give me a second. Okay, so it's 24. 24 is the interface which we need to be configuring. So as the interface is 24, what I want to do is I want to do a show run again. In fact, I think I can even do a show interface. Show, do I have interface option? Let's have a look. I should have an interface option. Okay, let's do a conf t. Show interface. Okay, show interfaces. Gigabit 0/24. Okay, so I can see that the interface is up, which is good. What VLAN is it assigned to? Can we see anything else? Okay, we can't see anything else. Interesting. So what about show VLANs command? Can't do a show VLANs. Oh, show VLAN. Okay, okay, right. That's the reason why. Show VLAN. So let's look for 24. 24 is part of 10. It's part of multiple. No, it's just part of one interface, which is 10. Okay. Okay, good. So as it's part of one interface, what you can do is you can do a conf t, which is configure terminal, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to interface 10 and turn the 24 interface to an untagged and turn 39 back to tagged. So this is what we're going to do. Interface VLAN 10, no tagged, gigabit Ethernet 0/24, and we're going to do tagged gigabit Ethernet 0/39. 035 tag flag mismatch. Okay. No tagged tag flag mismatch. Okay. No untagged then. Okay, cool. And now we'll do a tagged. Like that. So now that that's tagged, what we're going to do is we can do a WR technically, or a, well, in fact we could do a WR. Okay, it's not. All right. Okay. So WR is not valid on this level of configuration, which is fine. We'll just do copy run start. Okay, do yes. And what we'll do now is we'll do a show VLANs and see where the ordering is, and that's a lot quicker than me doing a show run. That's the reason why I'm doing it this way. The show run you can do if you know your configuration, but if you're in the industry, then you know the show VLANs command is probably a lot faster, a lot more efficient. So let's do a no, we do. Yeah, we can do a do show VLANs. Do show VLAN. That should be fine. All right, cool. So let's check 24, and 24 is in the. Interestingly, it's not. It's untagged in VLAN 1. Okay. Interesting. That was not supposed to happen, but we'll get back to that. We'll fix that. And 39 should be untagged. Right. Okay. So what we need to do now is still remain in this level and say tagged gigabit Ethernet 0/39, and do the same again, which is copy run start, do yes, and that should fix that problem. Come on. Right, cool, and then we'll just do, we'll now do a show VLAN, and that should now be, well, it should be tagged, although it's not saying it is. Still saying it's untagged. Interesting. Right, okay. Let's see. What is going on? Why is it saying it's untagged? Do show run. Alright, let's see what's going on. Is it actually part of int VLAN 10? It is not. It is not. Okay. 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 Interesting. Interesting. What's going on? Why are you not seeing that play out in the configuration? That should have worked, right? So we know it should have worked. We know it's part of VLAN 10. So I want to know, is it because I'm not saving it correctly? Let's see. Interface VLAN 10. Tagged. Gigabit Ethernet 0. Untagged, sorry. Not tagged. Untagged. Gigabit 0/24. Okay. Doesn't say anything. Copy run start. Do copy run start. Yes. Because that should be now in the memory as part of being in the interface VLAN 10. Do show run. I'm not going to do the VLAN command because I want to see if it's actually in the interface VLAN. And it would tell me anyway, but I'm just kind of lazy right now, so it's fine. Alright, interface VLAN 10 is there, so let's just double check with the VLAN command anyway. Do show VLAN. And yep, that is fixed. So that's now part of VLAN 10. It's going to get an IP address because I've got DHCP going down on the interface, which is fine. So it should get a 192.168.10 address. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you assign an interface to a VLAN tagged or untagged. So in summary, you do an interface VLAN, you build the interface of the VLAN, which could be interface VLAN 10. So if you're unfamiliar, the way that you would do that is interface VLAN, and then X being a number from 0 to 4096, and then you would do your configuration of tagged interface and untagged interface. Remember that the inside of the interface the port needs to be on switch port mode and not in routing mode. The way that you can tell is that you'd have switch port inside of the interface, and all that means is that that port is acting with no layer 3 kind of functions, essentially. So what do I mean by layer 3 functions? In other words, the interface isn't acting as either like a DHCP server, it's not doing any OSPF, it's not doing any of the routing kind of level 3 functionality that you would find in a router, essentially. Because this is a layer 3 device, that's the reason why it can do those sort of things. In a layer 2 device, you wouldn't have OSPF, you wouldn't have BGP, those kind of features written inside of the device, because it's a layer 2 device. It doesn't need to know anything besides the frame. It doesn't need to know anything besides a frame as opposed to a packet. The packet will just be... So when well, okay, that's the partial truth. It will understand that there is the packet going through the system, it's just not interested in it. Essentially is what's happening in very layman terms. In a layer 3 device, it would look at the packet and say, right, is this for me? Is this not for me? Do I need to do anything with it? If not, I'll send this over to the device where, it needs to go. Essentially, I'll just send it where it needs to go because, I'm just passing data through. I'm a switch. If it's a router, it'll say, oh, yeah, there's something for me here. I know it's going to a destination. Do I have it in my routing table? If not, then I'll send it over to somebody who does. If they don't have it, they'll send it over to somebody who does, etc., etc. That sort of thing, okay? That's essentially what I'm trying to say. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded. Yeah, take care, and hope you learned something here. And also, just do us a favour, please like, comment, and subscribe. Any comments are welcome. Constructive criticism included. So, yeah, alright, cool. Cheers, thank you.